Reality, have we got the, yeah, okay, we're all good. Reality is preparing you for something. The universe is preparing you for something. Now, when I talk about the preparation of this, and I'm so serious, it's, I'm being shown Build-A-Bear. It's like you're being built into the version of self that is going to be able to hold this outcome, is actually going to be able to hold this gift, not just receive it, but feel confident in receiving it, feeling worthy of receiving it. That's what I'm seeing. This is the real reason, and we're going to do a reading on this, why the universe doesn't immediately give you what it is that you want. And this path hasn't been instantly gratifying for you by any means, because it's required for you to build certain characteristics, I'm hearing acquire a certain level of like knowledge and wisdom along your life journey to become the version of self that would be eligible for this timeline that is collapsing into your experience, okay? And people and opportunities and this whole ecosystem of experiences that are, you're drawing it into you, all right? That's what I'm seeing. So the real reason that the universe hasn't been able to give you what it is that you want immediately is because it has required for you to become the version of self that you're evolving into so that you can hold this version of reality coherently. I'm going to give you an example. I did do a short video on this, so I'm just going to explain it, okay? So for example, let's say somebody wants to be a really successful CEO and they want the office, the money, the status, the title, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they also have avoided embodying or growing into the characteristics and traits required to be able to hold that version of reality. What does he need? Well, or what does she need? This person, this human, is going to need a certain level of emotional and internal nervous system regulation so that they can stay calm in highly stressful environments. They're also going to probably need a level of discipline and organization in their day-to-day life in order to become I'm seeing vibrational match with the version of self that highly excels within this environment. But instead, let's say that this person on an ego level has been highly obsessed with just projecting this image or archetype of power and control. And so when the pressure kicks in, let's say they force themselves into this reality and there's a frequency gap between a highly expansive version of self that's very conducive and is able to really be in their element and be confident in the field that they're immersed in, compared to the one that has this lack of embodiment. That's the difference, okay? You have been built from the inside out to the point where there is no underestimating the power that you unleash in anyone's mind because of the version of self that you've become. That's how serious this is, right? So what happens when this person is thrust into reality that they have not yet internally aligned themselves with? Well, when the pressure kicks in, this foundation is compromised. And so the structure begins to collapse on itself like a house of cards. And that's because a tree, okay, the light's gone out right now, a tree cannot fake its roots, right? It's like you need power for the light. That you are your own light source. You are your own source of light. You are your own source of wisdom. I'm hearing you are your own source of regulation. You understand yourself. The relationship that you've cultivated with yourself allows you to be so rooted in your being, no matter what's happening in the world around you. There's this internal cosmos and state of homeostasis that you can bring your body back to that's going to actually allow you to feel safe in these new environments. You have previously associated, and I'm seeing it with the whole ancestral line, with the unknown or expansion being directly tied to fear. However, you're being called to get comfortable in the unknown and within expansion because that's where your most abundant timelines await you. All right? A tree cannot fake its roots. If the roots are weak and the storm comes along, then the foundation is compromised and the structure will inevitably collapse. We can paint the leaves gold. We can stick fruit on the branches of those leaves. We can even wrap the tree trunk in pretty fairy lights. But in the end, if you're not aligned from the inside out, because reality first manifests internally and then projects into the world around us, and we just wear this costume of understanding or this costume of this character that we're playing, but we have not fully learned to embrace the octave or archetype within us, what will happen? You have been elevated. I'm hearing you're now eligible for these new timelines because you were steady from the inside out. Like, you are made for this thing, just like this thing is made for you. There is no false illusions that this is built on. You've built yourself up. The universe has been evolving you. That's why there's no one more eligible for this. Got a notification. Like, where's my water, right? It's like, where? It's like you're being called to go somewhere to drink from this, again, spring oasis. And it's because you've been doing this work within the subterranean depths of your own heart. And I say this with a level of love. I say this with the level of compassion, also a level of you've been doing that self-work. So you, of course, this is just a natural side effect of the awareness that you've cultivated within yourself. Whatever you've been embodying, whatever it is that you've been integrating, this is a message saying that's what it's working. All right. So I'm going to do a message on this. I want to take a look at, first of all, I'm going to use 2 decks. This is what I'm being called to use. The first one, oof, I'm hearing we might be here a while. Let's see. Is all about what you are being called to embody. Okay, what you're being called to embody. I'm also going to take a look at an archetype. There's quite a bit that I want to do here, so let's dive into it. The archetype of what you're being called to embody, the frequency, and then also what the vibrational match is, like what reality you're being prepared for. You've been prepared for. You've been preparing for, right? Let's take a look at the frequency of what's needed. What's needed. Oh my god, that car literally flew. I'll be back in a second. That flew far. Okay. It's multiverse. Of course it is. This is going beyond the self, right? You are not just one identity, not a fixed identity. You're a constellation of cells. And I'm hearing also you're a constellation of cells, and there's different ones in which you're accessing and the entire organism that you are. And then you have energy. So energy is being transformed. What it is that you need to embody more of is allowing yourself to go beyond what is seen as normal, what is seen as this is, wow. Let me read it. Hold on. Multiverse. It's like you're embodying a version of yourself within a different coordinate, within space-time. Allow yourself to go beyond. The explosion that set the universe in motion did not just create one universe, but an infinite number of them. The collection of multiple existing universes and independent realities on huge scales. Some universes could have identical physical laws that we know today and would be very similar to our own. But in others, the values of the fundamental constants would be radically different, resulting in universes that are distinct from the only one known to you, the laws which govern you. So the laws that used to previously govern you, maybe when it comes to certain limiting belief systems, you're going beyond those set of limitations. You're an artist in this surrealistic world. The basis and structure of your play will always find support in your belief systems. If we were to construct the universe with you as the architect of your own reality, you'll create the home that already existed in your past. The plans of your universal architecture are found in your mind. The creators of those plans will strictly respect your decisions as the architect. This card encourages you to go beyond this belief system and see the birth of the multiverses around you. This is going beyond. What you're being called to embody right now is a complete parallel version of self. This is you being called to do things that deviate from what's normally what people have associated as being a point of reference for you. So if you have been someone who has been desiring transformation, but has also been avoiding the very discomfort, temporary discomfort, may I say, that's required for that transformation to occur, you're being called to streamline that. For example, what are you getting out of avoiding some type of transformation? For example, maybe it's temporal comfort that then leads to later greater pain and long-term discomfort. Let's say someone wants a raise in their job, right? They want more money. And in order for that to happen or accumulate, there are a few different points of divergence. Let's say that in order to have a raise, it requires for them to have a temporal, uncomfortable conversation with their perhaps boss, which then gives them 2 points of divergence, or 3 or more, right? But let's say one of them is they have this uncomfortable discussion and they actually end up receiving exactly what it is they want. 2, they have this discussion and the universe never says no. It says, yes, not right now, or I have something better in store for you. Let's say it's not the yes path and it's not right now. Let's say that's the point of divergence. The boss says, okay, maybe not right now, but it will be in this time scale, right? This time zone where you know that it's coming, you're in alignment with it where you are. And it's not a dead end, but you've initiated that change. And the third path may be, I have something better in store for you. You signal to the universe through your very embodiment of asking for the raise, even if it's denied there. Who says that that's where the road ends? There is another path that ends up opening for you in maybe an alternate position or an alternate company. That's what I'm seeing. It's like it requires some type of change. It requires for you to be the change, for you to initiate and embody ways of being that maybe you've been conditioned to believe isn't typical to do. Okay, I'm hearing something atypical. So allow yourself to go beyond, and it talks about you shaking others' destinies as you make your path genuine with pride. Understanding that you're worthy, understanding that you deserve more. Maybe it's something that you also want to create. So it says understand the power that you hold and then pass it to your neighbor, because you'll be mirroring what it is to understand your worth. And it doesn't have to be this example, but there's so many different things that you can do. It says also pass it to the world, and then you'll build a multiverse larger than you and larger than both. So energy is transforming and allowing yourself to transform from your typical way of being. Perhaps it is you've seen yourself as someone that's not super, it's like putting yourself in situations that you wouldn't typically. Okay, let's go ahead and get a archetype for this with the multiverse, what you've been able to embody more of. The archetype that came through in the tarot is Ten of Wands. So taking responsibility and accountability for what it is that you choose to create. This is action that collapses in intention through space-time. It materializes into part of your reality because you're acting on some type of divine inspiration. You're acting on the quantum and collapsing it into part of your physical, tangible experience because you're supporting that intention or that divine inspiration with your physical application. And that's how you consciously create timelines, my friend, or consciously align yourself with the timelines that already exist for you, that are readily available. That's what this is, right? You're being called to act as that version of self would. Let's say that the version of self that wants to be in a, let's just say a romantic partnership. Well, if that's the highest expression of you and you're looking for the highest expression of a partnership and mirrored reflection in the external realm, what would that highest expression of you look like? What would they do, right? Maybe they would have a routine that would connect them to themselves. How would they first become the best partner to themselves first before seeking an external partnership to provide anything to them that they cannot already provide for themselves, right? Then you just see that as an addition in your life, and it's not someone else. It's not you outsourcing your sense of whatever it is that you're seeking in a person, I don't know. But there's something like that, right? Let's just say that you were looking for someone that was emotionally mature and self-aware and compassionate. Well, you cannot ask for anything that you do not yet already embody. So this is about you becoming more self-aware, you becoming emotionally intelligent, you becoming compassionate towards yourself first, and then attracting that from the world around you. It's that type of energy, right? Understanding that You are abundant, you are wealthy, you are deserving. There's something like that. Whatever it is, it's becoming the very thing that you seek and showing up for yourself in that way, in whatever area of your life this is, okay? Now let's talk about what it is that you're being prepared for. So what are you being prepared for? We have gravitational acceleration. Look at that. Look at that. And then you have pulsar. So this comes in very quickly, but it's because you're ready. You've become the version of self that is going to attract in this experience, this opportunity, whatever it is that you've been calling in. Gravitational acceleration is a defined target that you have, like a very specific intention for what the soul has desired to experience through form. And it's going to be speeding up. This talks about clear direction and a force of action. The previous speed of the process changes its rhythm and accelerates towards a defined target. The available energy flow gains momentum, strength, and determination. So it tracks an object towards the core of a celestial body. So it's something that you're calling into your experience. Yeah, constantly increasing its speed. So once this comes in, it's rapid momentum. Yeah. All right, we have a few things. The first one is the Four of Pentacles, and then you also have the King of Wands. So you're building something off of a very stable, structured, firm foundation. The Four of Coins is all about the roots of the tree, right? Much like the Ace. It's something that is rooted, it's firm. If you think about four, we think about squares or rectangles, something that has structure to it. The King of Wands is a long-term vision, and the structure supporting this long-term vision that you have. Let's see. Also, there's something around potentially even keeping this to yourself, at least initially. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. That builds a strong foundation of which the tree will grow that leads to major harvestation. So it's someone that's incredibly self-sufficient. You know, the Ace goes on a whole journey where she plants the seed and eventually she's reaping the rewards of her efforts. And I'm seeing this as internal efforts, also external efforts where you've applied yourself in the physical realm. Like there's something in which you've embodied, there's something in which you've done that you deserve, and you're able to be seated in that tower and admire the reality that you've created for yourself, because all reality is, it's a culmination of choices that we've made, right? And there's something around choices in which you're being called to make that lead to the journey on unfoldment of a new reality that you're soon to be seated in. That's what this is, okay? It's extremely malleable, it's quantum, but there's some type of gateway or something that's opening up here for you through align action, right? Through not force, but alignment, not forcing yourself or thrusting yourself into certain realities that you're not a vibrational match with, but becoming the vibrational match to the version of self existing in that reality already. And then that reality finds you, right? Because you are now, what's the word that I usually say? I usually say something like, whatever it is, you're tuning in to that version of reality. You're attuned to that version of reality, right? Like you're tuned when you tune something, you're attuned to it. And so it tunes into you like a radio station. Like you've been searching. I'm just seeing someone turn the radio station where they're finding the correct channel, and then they're streamlining that into their current reality. You're doing something that places you at the edge of your local cluster of your universe and sending out this signal, and then things are coming in to find you because you're a vibrational match to it. That's what this is, okay? You're acting as if it were already. And I'm hearing celebrating before its arrival. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at a Shaman's Dream Oracle message for you too. And then I'll probably love and leave it right there. I just wanted to get this out here when it comes to this. And it's very much the physical embodiment, right? It's very much the physical embodiment. Yeah, not wearing this costume of it, but yeah, feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. The one warning of this card, it says you have a whole buffet, first of all, like a plethora of timelines that's available to you and how to navigate this, how to navigate the journey towards this desire, but moving towards the desire, knowing that's already yours. You're moving through life with that desire, not towards the desire. Otherwise, you're resonating in the absence of it and not the presence, right? So you collapse that future into the now by becoming the very future and anchoring that future into the present moment through your embodiment. You're acting like it before it even arrives, right? So that's what I say. Like sometimes when I do personal reads, especially if it's love and someone's trying to call in an experience, well, I'm like, well, if the person would potentially, you'd be in a relationship and they'd come around your house or your apartment, well, they're going to need some, like a place to keep their clothes, right? So you've got to make sure that you clear up your wardrobe so that they have somewhere that they can keep their stuff, right? There's something that you do that signals to the universe. It's just an example of, okay, this is this. All right, well, you don't have friends right now, but you're putting yourself in situations where you're creating a community or you're establishing these bonds or connections because you're going to this class or you're signing up for this event. And there's going to be people that you meet that are within your vicinity, right? Things within your field, because you're casting out that intention and you're putting yourself out there and taking this different kind of action, right? Where, right, you need to have like maybe sugar and honey in the house because when the friends come over for tea, then you've got milk and you have different options for them. Like there's something like that that's coming through, right? Make sure that things are presentable. Make sure that, there's something like this. That's what I see, right? It's like, that's what I see happening. And you're not doing that from that lack, it's just from a place of something that I don't know what it is, but I'm just giving you examples. There could be something that you're kind of seeding into reality as I'm saying this. There's a reason why I say it. But anyway, choice and their consequences is avoiding choosing the same thing that's familiar if it leaves you feeling unfulfilled. And it says that there's something that is unfamiliar to you where you need to start associating expansion and the unknown with where your abundance lies, because those are the very experiences that it's encoded into. All right, that's what I'm seeing. I'm having fun with this reading. Let me see. Let me get the Gateway of the Light activation message to you. Gateway of the Light activation message is solar light upgrade. Okay, solar light upgrade is to do with the solar plexus, which is all to do with confidence and your willpower and your determination and your ability to be confident and cultivate a really strong connection to yourself and your own divinity. Solar plexus, inner fire, and willpower. Let's go ahead and read it. Solar light. So again, becoming your own source. Right, this talks about your instincts, your gut as well, and your drive and your energetic level. This space can be described as a glowing sun in a space of warmth that gives us the necessary focus and energy to fulfill our purpose and realize our dreams. When the solar light gateway opens, our solar plexus becomes an infinite well of light in the pit of our being. This is a source of daily inspiration and ancient wisdom. When we feel our willpower increasing, we're remembering that we have prepared for many incarnations for the opportunities that we have today. And that's what this is. It's the culmination of many decisions that you'll make, that you're going to experience the unfoldment of in your life journey. It's the body of actions, right? That's creating this. It's a sequence. Okay, I'm seeing it's a rhythm, it's a sequence, it's a pattern that's weaving something new into the fabric of space-time. Okay, the light of the great central sun is shining on you, activating for you to push onwards and create. This is a perfect time to move forward with projects, goals, and intentions. Align your energy with whatever you're ready to create and experience. Focus on what you're ready to grow and where you're ready to expand. As you focus on your goals, you're giving them energetic encouragement to flourish and be open, like the warm summer sun kissing the ground, encouraging the flowers to grow and bloom. That light has arrived and it's here in you now. So yeah, there could be a sense of, confidence and motivation and almost gusto as you celebrate the arrival of this frequency within you before it arrives and finds you in the physical. Okay, it's acting knowing that what you desire is already yours, and the desire is an essence, right? Maybe it's a celebration, maybe it's union, maybe it's collaboration, perhaps it's freedom or liberation, but it's something. We have a lot of fire energy, creative fire. So again, creative life force being directed really intentionally in this system. And this reminds me of Mars moving into Taurus in general, right? We have cosmic wisdom at the base. Mars in Taurus is slow, it's relaxed, it's earthy, it's productive, and it's very embodied. It asks you to not be separate from the very source that you seek. Creative fire, to live your life as a work of art, you must bring love and attention into your words and actions. Whether it's a small, intense flame of a blazing, passionate forge, start consciously creating your life now. Don't let the fire go out. To rebuild the flame, take time to go within. Start small and breathe life back into yourself. Furus was the god of creation and fire and a wild artist at heart. So again, creating your life from the heart, creating your life from the heart space. It reminds you of when I was running the other day, and oh god, it's really warm, right? So I'm running in like 33-degree weather, and as I'm running, there's one point where I'm almost at the end of the journey, and at the end you really want to not give up, but you just want to slow down. And so the first initial thought in my mind was, don't do your pathetic all week, right? Like down talking to yourself. And I was like, hold on. So there was like that octave of consciousness that I'm hosting within me, but then also holding space for it and saying, no, honey, you're good. You're good. You've got this, girl, encouraging you. I love you. You're doing fantastic. And you'll be surprised by how that self-love can actually get you through and help you transcend what you could be currently experiencing, even if that is pain or suffering. That's ultimately a self-created cycle self-created cycle that we can keep ourselves in. But that point of divergence that allows us to converge with higher timelines and expressions of ourself is the one that can be unconditionally accepting and loving of exactly where we are, because the paradox is that we can't change until we accept where we are in our current conditions. And there's something about the acceptance, right? The acceptance of action that you can take, the acceptance of being able to focus on what you can do instead of what it is that you feel limited by. And that it's like the more that throat chakra, the more that you begin to scan the possibilities, the more possibilities you'll find. The more limitations you begin to scan, the more limitations you'll find. Whatever you focus on becomes your dominant filter of how you view this reality, and then also your potential in it. Scan possibilities, and you'll only see more appear. Scan opportunities and potential. Scan the version of you with multiversal selves and see how they would navigate this shift or this change. But whatever it is, you're being prepared for something. Let's go into you're becoming the version of self. Do I recognize the variety of gardens that exist? And this is the variety of gardens within you. There's so many different things that you can plant. It doesn't have to just be one thing. And the beautiful thing about a garden is that you don't have to just keep planting the same flower over and over again, because how boring would that be? There's something around change. That's what you're being prepared for, like a whole variety, because that's what the buffet is. You may think that is one thing that you're being prepared for, but I don't know if I'm seeing able to connect the dots just yet. We can't really connect the dots looking forward, but we always can looking back in our life. And I see you at a huge like nuclei where it connects you into so many different branching universes. So you're being prepared for something that then leads to something else and something else and something else. And it's not until we zoom out from the perspective of the oversoul that we can understand the importance of the coordinate that we're experiencing in space-time. The location within the chessboard in these intricate moves of life that we can make. You're in a very specific strategic game right now. So strategic, in fact, that you won't even understand the strategy until you look back. So that's what I'm seeing. You're exactly where you need to be, and you're in real time embodying and becoming the version of self that's going to be able to hold and sustain this. So I love any of you right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out What is Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA graded jewelry. You have 2 discount codes for that in the description box. One of the proceeds are donated towards water sanctuaries. And until next time, what do you feel like you're being prepared for? Let me know in the comment sections down below. And what characteristics and traits have you been called to embody to become a vibrational match to the version of self that's going to be able to sustain and hold this reality? Let me know. I'm interested to see. How self-aware are you? And are you open-minded enough to see where you've still been closed-minded or have not yet embodied something that would be in alignment with your highest expression? All right. And I'm seeing you already embody it. It's within you. It's not something external that you're trying to anchor into your being. It's something within you, and you're kind of removing something so that you can fully own it or express it. Anyway, until next time, bye.